Hello everyone, I'm Captain Logan, and tonight we're going to start our top 50 least favorite superhero movies list. Joining me as always is my sidekick, Austin. And Austin, it's time to get very negative.
It's true, yeah.
We've been talking about this one for a long time. Much earlier in the year, we went through our top 100 favorite superhero movies of all time list, and it took forever. I think we aged a couple of years in the time it took to get that all finished, and we've even done a new MCU ranking since then. So lots of list videos this year, and we had decided from the start, doing the top 100, that we were going to come back with a bottom 50. And Austin, we kicked around doing a bottom 100, but I think we were smart to just do 50 because I was going to have overlap issue where it's like by the time you try to do your 100 least favorite, you're going to apologize for about 30 of those, I think.
Especially because there's like a bunch of movies in my bottom 100 that I wish I could go back and switch with other ones. That I'm like,
In your top 100 or?
In my top 100, yes. Now I'm just like, if we did a bottom 100, it's gonna be that times like 1,000.
Well, tell me if you had this when you were putting this list together. Were there anything that you considered that you went, wait a minute, I also kind of consider this for the top 100, so it just by default can't go on my bottom 50?
I can say with full confidence that never happened.
Okay, I had it with one or two things.
Interesting, okay.
Yeah. Because, so I overthink these things. I sometimes have a hard time parsing out in my head movies that I think are just quality-wise, story-wise, characterization-wise, bad movies. And movies that I either enjoy despite that, or they just don't bother me that much despite that.
Yeah.
And so there are movies that immediately come to my mind when I think of bad superhero movies that I don't actually irritate me enough to put on a bottom 50. Mm-hmm. And I did struggle with that with a few things with this, where I'm like, I don't know that I have real strong feelings about this, but it is bad.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, absolutely. That was my kind of big thing, was just I probably could have like padded out 100 maybe, but it would be like a lot of movies that I don't feel really that strong about. And it would end up being just a ton of straight to DVD animated stuff, because I can say right now I only have one, and it's like the token one. But for the most part, like, I don't feel strongly enough about most of them, so it's like, whatever.
I definitely have more. I definitely have more than one. There were several I considered, because of course I've seen more of those than you have. I've spent more time with them. I've written about several of them, and so more of those movies are kind of like in my brain, and I think about them more. And so it was hard, like, not to. I mean, I definitely wanted to use some, but there was a part of me that almost wanted to like whittle that down to like the worst 2 or 3 and really focus on live action. But I found I won't tell you how many, but I found there was a certain number I just couldn't leave off. But there were a couple that I was real back and forth on, and live action stuff too. I mean, theatrical stuff too. I just sort of struggle with that, where I'm like, I really dislike this, but do I dislike it enough for it to crack that 50? Mm-hmm. So naturally, I've got a pretty lengthy runners-up. This was in some ways harder to do than the top 100. Um, and part of that is just because 100's a big number, so you can include a lot. And with this, I had to be oddly more choosy. But harder than making the list of 50 was ranking them. This just felt like the most arbitrary thing I've ever done. And I probably said that about the 100, but this one especially, it's like, yeah, I mean, these are all bad. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, absolutely. Well, and there's one thing. So, full transparency, I made this list like back when we first talked about it, and I did look
around?
over it. I have moved things around. I actually just now noticed a movie and went, oh, I'm taking this off. I don't feel that strongly about it anymore. But
Okay.
there is one film that I can tell you, because we did the MCU ranking after this, that was a lot higher in my MCU ranking than it will be on this list, and looking at both of them, I agree with both placements, but
how does that make any sense?
My thing with it here is just what annoys you more. So it's like, I can at least say that there are elements of quality that put it over some of the MCU films, but as like a personal annoyance, it annoys me more, so it's lower on this list. So that's my defense for that. But no, I was just looking it over, and I was like, oh, I don't really feel strongly enough about Supergirl to be on this list. I'm taking it off. So I took that one off. And there's a movie that I've seen since making this list that I was like, oh, this needs to be here.
Okay. Yeah, this will be interesting comparing lists because I have seen more of these things overall than you have, so there will be some things on my list that you just haven't seen that you probably would put here.
And a lot of bad ones.
I've seen a lot more bad ones. I've probably seen more bad superhero movies than most people.
Yeah, like I've never seen Green Lantern. I've never seen Catwoman. There's a couple of big ones that I've never knocked off the list, so...
And I will say I didn't go back to anything with this one.
Mm-hmm. There's a couple that I had just happened to have rewatched before making the list, so like they got updated through that way. But,
well, I'll also say the commentary project.
Personally, go up and through.
I mean, I will say with stuff we've seen recently, the commentary project definitely affected this list for me. Like there were certain things that you and I disliked a lot more on rewatch that affected its placement.
Yeah, no, I think that's very fair. Well, I was going to say too, rewatching Iron Man 2 probably knocked it off your list too.
I haven't rewatched Iron Man 2 in a long time.
But when we did the top 100, that like made it go up that high, so rewatch is what I mean.
Okay, I didn't know what you were talking about. That mythical rewatch.
I think we just did Iron Man 1, so it's like it's going to be even higher.
That's true. I will say, I don't think this is spoiling too much. Iron Man 2 is not on this list.
I was going to say, if it were on this list, it would be deeply tragic.
Well, that would break the gravitational constant of the universe, I think.
Not only that, but I think, like, and, people get like when you say this word, but like I feel like objectively Iron Man 2 is not in the top or the bottom 50 superhero films ever made.
I don't think so either.
It's got a ton of issues, but like
there was a time it was in the bottom 5 MCU, but we've made 39 of those now, and so it doesn't even crack the bottom 10 anymore. Probably, well, bottom 8. I don't know. I forget where I put it when we ranked MCU movies. I will also say, just to tease everybody, including you, that there is at least one movie on my bottom 50 that is on your top 100. And I'm sure that will happen quite a few times going the other way.
Yeah, I think there's at least 2. There might be a couple, but it's been too long. Actually, you know what? I might have a couple.
You know what? As long as it's not like 10, we can still be friends. Okay, I'm not gonna ask you outright, but I'm gonna say a title, and I'm just gonna see what the look on your face says, and see if I can nail one. I think in bottom 50, and I don't understand this. I'll never agree with this, but I think in Austin's bottom 50, we will see Batman Forever. So we're definitely going to see that. That's coming.
I don't know, Stoneface.
Have I frozen up on your end?
No, you're
I
good.
froze up on OBS for some reason. I've been having camera
Oh.
problems with OBS tonight. I don't know what the issue is, but I'm gonna see if I can fix
Weird.
it. Because right now I'm just frozen there. I don't know why.
Oh yeah, I just looked down at the stream and you're like,
And I'm just doing this. I was frozen today.
I was frozen today.
Yeah, that camera just suddenly shut
Does
off.
that count for Rewind? Suburban Commando?
Sure.
Probably not.
Probably not. I've never seen it. Oh, here I am. I'm back. Let's go ahead and start.
We can make an exception just for that line.
Let's start getting through the list. Oh, let me also say that if you guys want to participate with us and turn in your own bottom 50, your least favorite superhero movies, we have a Google form, once again, that you can click on in the description, and we're going to put those together when we're finished with this series. I don't know if this is going to be in 4 parts. I don't know if this is going to be in 6 parts. I don't know how long it's going to take us to do this. But once we're finished, like we did with the last one, we will, and I hope we get lots of takers for this one too, we will compile, and by we I mean Austin, everybody's responses, and we will get our communal top 50. It won't be 100 like we did last time. It'll just be 50, just like we were doing. And then we'll come back and we'll reveal that. To me, Austin will already know what it is because he puts together slideshows for these. And just make sure that when you put in your least favorite superhero movies, that you put your absolute least favorite at number 1 and your 50th least favorite at number 50. That's how it works. So it's top 50 least favorite, which means the worst one has to go at the top spot.
Yep. Yeah, exactly.
Austin, would you like to go first or second?
Well, normally for these I go first, but I mean we can always switch it around. We don't have to go by tradition. Whatever you think.
Okay, I can go first, but I'm excited to see how many live viewers we lose when I mention.
Oh, Cap's going first. Whatever.
No, when I mention what it is.
Oh.
It will be hilarious that my number 50 is gonna be first. I'm still having issues with this camera. It is so distracting. I hate it. I don't know what the problem is. Yeah, I did it again. I'm gonna stop using my hands. I don't know.
I'm scared now.
I wonder if this camera's going out. Like, it's
Maybe,
so strange.
yeah, it's weird.
Yeah, there's
Who knows?
There's some kind of an issue. I don't know if I'm tugging on a cord somewhere I shouldn't be. I don't know. Anyway,
Yeah, stop tugging the cord.
I gotta
What is
figure
your
it out.
number 50?
Okay, my number 50 is kind of, and I didn't exactly do this on purpose. It just felt right. This is gonna seem charitable to people that like this movie, and it is a movie that I feel strongly about, but it's too well made to be much higher than this, I feel like. And it's a movie that I feel strongly about in the sense that I've spent a lot of time for years and years now trying to understand the thing and thinking it must be better than it is, and it isn't, I don't think. But I couldn't bring myself to put it any higher than this. My number 50 is Dark Knight Rises.
Oh, that is 100. I was like, I am so on your road. I know exactly where you're going with this.
Iron Man 2!
Nope, that's not what I thought you were going to say. Okay.
Do you want to tell me, or do you want to wait until it comes up?
What's that?
What you thought it was?
What I thought it was going to be? I thought it was going to be Watchmen.
Oh.
So, like, there was like a real curve. I think it was just because we just did the rewind. So I'm like, we just talked about this. Some of what you were saying was kind of similar to that.
Here's the thing. Even if my feelings on a movie had changed that dramatically, if I put it on the top 100, it's not going to show up in the top 50.
You never know.
That would be
you
insane.
rewatched it. You rewatched it between lists. Like,
Did you do that?
I don't know. No.
I was going to say, surely not.
But I feel very strongly about a lot of. I don't know. I'm very opinionated. But
Yeah.
anyways, tell me about how much you hate Rises.
So, when I did the scripted rewind years ago for that movie, I gave it a 2.5 as far as story analysis goes, and I still kind of stick by that. I think if I did it again now, it wouldn't be much lower than that. It'd be like somewhere between a 2 and a 2.5. My issues with that movie have always been about just like logic and motivation stuff that doesn't add up, and that it's too melodramatic, and it honestly drags, and it's kind of, the more I see that movie, the more dull I kind of think it is. But I still like,
fair.
but I still like some performances in it. I still think the goofy Bane voice could have worked, if only that character didn't end up being kind of a lame henchman by the end, and if I understood his motivations at all. I've always liked, theoretically, the idea of the ups. I always talk about this, the upswing in the voice, where he's trying to make you. He's trying to give you false hope, and so he speaks very positively, but everything he does is horrifying. Like, I really like that idea. And again, like, visually, there's a lot of good stuff going on in that movie. It's like, I appreciate it more, and this doesn't make a movie a good movie, but like, when I look at how that thing is made, and some of the like model work and behind the scenes stuff with that movie, like, I appreciate it as a production more, which is why it's really difficult for me to put it any lower than I have it. But within that franchise, it drives me crazy. And so when I think about it, with any of the other movies on this list, it's hard to put it anywhere else. Like, you're kind of grading, I don't want to say on a curve, I guess, but like, you're grading compared to everything else that you've got on the list. And so it's just like, it's a better production than a lot of those things, but it was made at the wrong time by the wrong guy at that time. You know what I mean? Like, I've always said, I don't think Nolan wanted to make that movie. And
yeah, and I actually have some issues with the technical filmmaking of it. Like, I think
I do too.
Some
with
glaring editing issues.
Really?
And like, yeah, I think especially when you get into the third act, and it's like, we hired just a ton of extras. Like, all of that gets real wonky.
There are
and I don't think it looks great.
And I'm curious to see where it lands on your list. Like, I'm so back and forth on some of this. Like, in a way, it should be a lot higher on my list, just because I use it as an example a lot of like, problems with sequels, particularly that have decided they no longer agree with the previous movie. Like, that's a huge issue with Dark Knight Rises. It's just in such a different headspace, and so it feels like it's almost like retconning less character and plot, but retconning like tone and attitude. It's strange. But also, Austin, with production stuff, there are a couple scenes that I feel like with that movie, I can't get into the reality of it. I'm just seeing actors punching each other. And I've never known exactly what it is, because it's not the performances. It's something to do with the production. It's like, it doesn't feel filtered enough. It doesn't feel like it's through the theatrical lens enough. It's like I'm on the set watching
Bane
it
versus
happen.
Batman.
That's the big one. Well, that and... Sorry, which scene are you talking about?
More so the backbreak scene, but just in general. Part of it is, I think Nolan does an awful job trying to make Tom Hardy look big. But yeah, just every time that they fight, it looks like I'm watching two people on a stage fighting.
So I don't have that problem, because I was surprised that he looked as big as he did. Because I'm comparing him, when that movie comes out, to like what he looked like in Nemesis and stuff, and I couldn't even imagine he would ever look very large at all. But no, I also have it with the two of them in the snow at the end.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's when, like I said, you get to that weird stuff with all the extras where it looks like they just went, I don't know, just like play fight in the background while we film, and it just kind of looks wonky. But yeah.
Oh, it's fun seeing all the things in the comments people thought I was going to say. BvS.
No, I mean, a lot of people
Birds
seem to be in agreement with you, so they're not leaving.
Yeah, I guess so. Well, no, we've got fewer people than we did when we started, but that might not be because of this. They might be sick of watching me do this. when that keeps happening. The camera's working
Yeah, they
right
think
now.
you're gonna stir fry them in your wok.
I've got an extra webcam somewhere. I might have to switch it out after the show. But anyway,
Yeah, for sure.
that's great. Starting a series like this, a freezing camera constantly. That's fantastic.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just
I
that-
think Christopher Nolan specifically is trying to spite you, and is like, you know what, this man, I'm gonna destroy him finally.
Matthew Clark says he's not in agreement. Well, I wonder if everybody that disagrees with me on this will just think it should be in the top 100 as opposed to it should be higher on the list. Like, is there anyone that disagrees with me because they think I put it too low? That's what I'm wondering. Watch It Be Austin's like 18 or something.
It's my number one.
And like, it pisses me off in certain ways every time I watch it. But like, just thinking about it, outside of not having seen it in a while. Anyway, it's this is such a hard list to make.
You're just already apologetic.
I'm looking at everything else on this list, and I'm like, no, it's just worse than that movie. But that movie, inside of its own franchise, is ridiculous that it got made in its canonical. This is ridiculous.
Yeah, for sure. My number 50 is The Phantom.
Okay, that's fair.
Which is a movie that I was very excited to see and thought I would really like, but it's just kind of dull. It's not very good, and it's very, very heartbreaking. I'm guessing it didn't make your list, but well, especially it was on your top 100, I guess, wasn't it?
No, it wasn't, but it was a contender for a minute, and then we watched it.
Oh, okay.
In fact, I think it might have been there, and then I moved it. I can't remember. But
see, I thought we watched it after we did that, but I could be wrong.
That's also possible. I can't remember. But if it was on my list, it was real low. I didn't. And at the risk of looking like Austin swayed me real hard, he didn't. Actually watching it for that before I even talked to Austin, I was like, oh, this is not holding up as well as I remember it. And
no, I think you actually messaged me before I watched it, like, oh, this didn't hold up like I remembered. And then I watched it and I was like, oh yeah, this is not great.
It's weird how much you change even from, or how much I've changed even from those early rewinds where I was real apologetic for that movie. And I still
I put it at
by
50 because
there's a real cool attempt at modernizing the serial with that movie. Like, I like the attempt a lot. I just don't think it is as much fun to watch as it should be.
No, and I put this at 50 because it's like just at the bottom. Like, I don't feel too strongly about it. Part of it is like if I rewatch something like a Jonah Hex or something, like that could possibly knock it off, I'm sure. So it's like it's at the bottom of my list, but just as of right now, I'm like, this wasn't very good.
Totally fair. So, I feel like Billy Zane was a good pick for it, though.
Yeah, I mean, Billy Zane's cool.
He's
so sane. He probably thinks that film is about him. What is your number 49?
And I think the suit's kind of cool.
The suit is nice, yeah. Like I said, there's good qualities to the Phantom. Like, it could easily get knocked off my list. But...
Yeah. Well, I'm going to keep saying this about things. 49 is a movie that probably should be higher than it is. I forgot about it. I had 2 or 3 movies that... Because I went through our eligible for rewind list, and somehow my eyes glazed over a couple of things that needed to go here, and I went, oh crap, and I had to scramble, and I had to move some stuff around. So if I had remembered this in the first place, it might have been a little higher than I ended up putting it. But this is a movie that I've always liked the first half of okay, and then I'm going to keep doing this and see if you can guess it. And then it all goes downhill from there because it's actually kind of 2 different movies. And I think there's a good movie in there somewhere. But my 49 is Hancock.
Yeah, Hancock's not very good.
And again, liked it less after we did our rewind commentary on it, but I was already not real high on it when you go back to my old scripted review.
Yeah, I had a real rough rewatch of that when we did the rewind.
So did Jason, because he loved it when I showed it to him a couple years ago.
Yeah.
Did he do the rewind
Yeah,
with
no, I
us? I
remember
think
that.
maybe he did.
Oh, I think he might have, yeah. But no, that was a movie I just remember being like, I don't know, it exists, like it's probably fine, and then
Yeah.
rewatched it, and it was like, oh no, this is not good.
Well, and that's partly why it's not higher than it is, because I had that with it for a long time. Except I always just thought structurally it was weird because it's kind of its own sequel. And if only that thing had stayed away from uh, mythology, if it just hadn't gotten stuck in how exactly do the powers work, and I like it was not creative about that in the right kind of way, and the whole thing was really hackneyed and convoluted. And then the writing in that movie is just worse than I remember it.
Hmm. No, very fair.
And I
It's
think Will Smith is
not
good
good.
in it. And then his like sidekick in that movie, what is that guy's name? I
Oh,
can't. I
I don't
can't
even
think of. I
remember.
can't think of that actor right now. The guy with the stupid like heart on the moon at the end. That's trying to be his publicist. I can't remember that actor. He does as good of a job as he can with the material he has, but it's just like it's kind of sappy and drippy, and he's got some good moments
Mhm.
here and there. But
Yeah, for sure.
and then uh, Will Smith and that female lead don't have any chemistry at all.
Oh, Charlize Theron,
Yeah.
which sucks because she's a great actress.
Yeah, but I don't buy them as mythological beings that are meant to be together since the dawn of time. Like, nope.
Yeah, but it's funny because like I feel like I could buy her in that kind of a role, but
Oh,
not in that
Jason Bateman.
movie.
Thank you, guys.
Oh, I forgot Jason Bateman was in
That's who
that.
that is. I
And
just couldn't
Jason
think of his
Bateman's
name.
always great, so that's fair.
I had Jason Statham in my head, and I knew that was wrong. And I
Oh, yeah,
was
they're
like,
very different
it's
actors.
I know, but it's Jason somebody. It almost
Yeah,
rhymed.
exactly.
Okay, sorry. What is your? I'll try to be faster. What is your 49?
So before I do that, I'll just throw out we got a super chat
Oh,
for
thank you for noticing
$2.
that.
From Senior Sticks, he
Oh,
says,
thanks, man.
"Is Valiant's Bloodshot and Howard the Duck on the list?"
You'll just have to find
Just have to wait and see.
out.
But Howard the Duck will not be on either list, 100%. I can guarantee that.
I
Hopefully.
I actually don't mind
Uh,
saying right away. I didn't put Howard the Duck on my list. No.
Okay. And I'll just throw out Bloodsport, or no, Bloodshot. See, I can't even remember the name of that movie.
Yeah.
Gets off on my end for being so non-memorable. I don't remember a single thing about it. So, like,
Are you sure you saw it?
I have seen it, yeah. I
Because
don't
you didn't
remember a
review it
single
with
thing
me.
about
Connor
it.
did.
No, I watched it on my own for some reason. I don't
Why
know
would
why.
you sit through that?
I don't know. And I don't remember anything about it.
That's a
To the
lot of.
point where now I'm kind of questioning if I've seen it, but I'm pretty sure I have.
That's a lot of why it's not on my list. That's one of those
Mhm.
movies that like it's bad. It was fun to laugh at, but there have been so many of these things now that 50 is
Yeah.
a bit of a coveted list at this point. You know, like there's a
Yeah.
lot. There's a lot more that could go there. My
Mhm.
runners. I probably wrote
Absolutely.
20 runners up.
Oh, okay. I think I only have like one really.
Oh,
But
I have a whole list. There are some things that I could have interchanged pretty easily. Anyway, what
no,
is
for
your
sure.
49?
49. My number 49, I did put a specific movie, but just glob on every bad one. It's Son of Batman. It is my one token straight to DVD animated
It's
one.
so
Throw
funny you
in like
said.
Batman, Harley Quinn, Killing Joke, all the stuff. Like it really is there for all of them. But
Oh, I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. Yeah, I had to make
uh,
them separate things because personally, I I don't think that's fair because some of them are made by different people and like yeah, it's that line, but a lot of them are bad in different ways, right? Like I don't want to give stuff away yet, but there are certain movies that are bad for totally different reasons.
mhm. No, I'm just saying like if you disagree with that specific choice, like whatever, like replace it in
Oh,
your
I
head
see
with
what you
that.
mean.
it is like my one token one. I just don't care enough about any of them to feel that strongly about it to make my list.
It's just funny that you
But
said the obvious one, because that's not the obvious one. Like, a lot of people don't even remember those. Like, the obvious one is, well, there's two. I don't want to say it because they're on my list. There's two obvious ones.
oh, did I say obvious one?
Yeah.
I just mean like it's like the token animated movie like to be on the list.
Oh,
like,
I'm sorry.
not specifically...
I thought what you were saying was it's the one everybody would pick.
Oh, no. It's just the one that I think I would rather rewatch the least. Like, Son of Batman's really bad.
So it's really bad, and it is on my runners up. It was on and off the list a lot because there's just other ones that. And this isn't fair. Some of it is I probably haven't watched that movie in a decade, and so there's probably a couple other things on this list that when we get to them, I'll have to say I remember hating this. I can't speak to it real well right now, but Son of Batman was one that was like I've already got quite a bit of animated stuff here that I felt like I had to put on the list and talk about. So to be fair, you're right, and that should be on mine, and it's not, but it should be. Totally should be.
Well, and a big part of it too is it was like, okay, we did Justice League War, and it was like that was really bad. And then we did Son of Batman, and I was like, oh, that was just like a big moment of like, oh, we're not coming back, are we? Like, we're gone. I think like that's part of it for me.
What's so weird about that trilogy of Batman movies in the New 52 inspired universe is that they do get progressively better, but they're all bad.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's like a little bit better. I haven't seen Hush, but at least those initial three.
Yeah. In Hush, I like it's in that continuity, but yeah, there's those three. It's Son of Batman, and then it's I don't remember.
Batman versus Robin, and
That's
then
right.
Batman Bad Blood.
Oh wow, I can't really believe you remember those. It's so weird. Like you don't even want to think about these enough to put them on your list, but you remember the names of them, and I couldn't here in the moment remember Bad Blood at all.
Yeah, because that's the thing. Because like Tyler says, Killing Joke easily is worse, but for me, like especially by that point, I'm like these are just kind of all not very good. Like there's a couple good ones, but most of them are bad. Like I had no real hype for Killing Joke, so it was like it doesn't really hit me in the same way.
Yeah, and you and I don't want to belabor this too much. You and I have really different ways of looking at the animated movies and just different experiences with them. Like I saw that in the theater. Yeah. Killing Joke.
Yeah. Well, I saw Killing Joke with my dad, not in the theater, but like he rented it because he loves that book, and I was just like, oh, this is gonna be rough. And then we watched it, and I had to sit with him as he watched through that whole opening bit. Like this, it's nothing to do with Killing Joke. What is this?
And there are animated movies that are among like direct to video among some of my favorite superhero movies, and you don't really have that as much.
Which is why I'm saying like if you disagree with me, just replace it in your head with whichever one you hate most, because it's really just the straight to DVD animated one. It is my one token one for there to be representation.
I will suggest though that the more we do the commentary project and we have to do those, you will start hating some of them more just because they'll keep coming up, and you'll be like, "Damn it, I'm so sick of these. I don't have." So, like, as it's obligatory, I don't know. A few years from now, you could come back and do this list and be like, "Okay, no, there's more of them because I'm so sick of these. I hate them."
I mean, it could happen because I also had worse rewatches of Red Hood and Dark Knight Returns when we did them. So, like, it is possible.
I remember you did. But just keep
which is very sad to me because I really loved those.
Just keep in mind how many of them there are, and that we're gonna have to do them.
Yeah.
Oh. I keep putting them on polls so we can get them knocked out because there's so many of them.
I just hope that's future Austin's problem. He has to worry about that. I'm okay. I'm safe.
You're hoping you quit and I've replaced you with a different co-host by the time that happens. You're like,
that's when it'll just be those movies left.
I'm trying to sprinkle them so that doesn't happen. Because you know what? You think I want to get to where that's the show? Whatever.
There'll be new stuff by then. What is your number 49? or
48.
48. Sorry,
Because I started this time. Yeah.
because you started. Yeah.
My 48 is a movie that when it came out, I wouldn't have thought would end up on a worst of list, although I was already scratching my head and complaining about things with it, and I've disliked it more and more every time I've seen it. And I complain about it constantly, so it wouldn't make sense not to put it here. The only reason it's not any, I'll say what it is in a second. The only reason it's not any higher than it is because the characterizations and the casting with this movie were shockingly decent. But everything else about it falls apart. It's Power Rangers 2017.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
How do you
Fair
not
enough.
include a movie where your main characters get hit by a train and then all wake up in their houses with no explanation as to how they got there?
Well, and our top 100 got to a point where I'm like, that could have made it on my list because I'm just, but like not for like its own good qualities, but
You're just looking for something.
that's really funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, just looking for something to put there.
Well, and of course, I'm
did.
a Ranger guy, and you're not.
So you feel a lot stronger about some of it than I do.
Yeah, and even still, it's only 48 on my list, but like,
Yeah.
I'm certainly more irritated about it because that was our one shot at getting a good, serious Power Rangers thing. That's for those of us that grew up with it and finally flesh out the mythology and make it kind of consistent and give those characters, like you know, more complex personalities. And it sort of did that. They were kind of D20 roles, but it sort of got that part right, I guess.
Yeah. I like Billy in it.
Yeah, I do too.
Like you said, I guess the cast is good. Like Pink Ranger, that actress is good.
Yeah.
Um,
And Cranston was a really good
Bill
choice for
Hader as
Zordon.
Alpha 5's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He didn't get to do anything. And it somehow has like way less lore than any of the shows did, to the point where we can't even name the Altarians or anything. It's just generic alien man. Like, we don't even give his race a name or anything. It's weird.
Yeah, he's a man on a wall.
But
but
that
I
would
just
be
realized.
like, but that'd be like if they
Staniverse
made.
mentioned-
But that would be like, sorry, if they made a Transformers movie
Okay.
and you never said they were from Cybertron. I mean, like, it's ridiculous.
Yeah. Yeah, no, for sure. No, Daniverse mentioned, the Krispy Kreme commercial of it all too. He says he doesn't hate it, however, but I just realized our 48s are both commercials to some degree,
The Krispy Kreme
which is very
thing
weird.
Is one of the things that holds it back from being a lot higher on the list. I like that. That whole thing is hilarious. I've always liked the product placement in that movie because it's one of the only things that feels like Power Rangers to me. It's just so goofy. It's like we put the Zeo Crystal under a Krispy Kreme. That feels like a Power Rangers choice. And I think you can have that and give your characters more dimension and let your villains be a little scarier and all of that. But the big elephant in the room we haven't even talked about is just the fact that there's hardly any fighting in it, which is always the problem with Power Ranger movies. It's like we don't let them be Power Rangers movies. It's ridiculous.
Well,
It's like, look, it's a
Hayden brings up
superficial
a good
property,
point.
and I want it to be more complex story-wise. But you still have to have the superficial crap that made us fans of that thing in the first place. Like, you have to have that.
No. No, Hayden brings up a good point, which is he says that movie's pretty good until the Power Rangers are in it, which is maybe why I like it more than you do. But,
Yeah, sure.
yeah. Absolutely. We also just got a super chat from Tobin Bell Pones. He gives $1.99. He says, not sure if this list sucks yet. I'll watch later.
Well,
Godspeed,
thanks, man.
sir.
Appreciate you, buddy. I always love it.
Spider-Man.
Well, Godspeed, Spider. I always love it when he pops in. The nice thing is you'll have two lists to choose from. So if you hate one of ours,
Exactly.
and then there'll be even a third one, which the community one, which
can be chosen by you.
Yeah, which you can help us do. But what I was going to say is, if history continues to be consistent with that, that will be the list that pisses off more people.
Yeah, that is true.
Because there's always at least
mine-
2 or 3 things where you go, what? Like, remember when Amazing Spider-Man 2 was like 23 or something on the...
It was crazy high. Yeah, it didn't make any sense.
Okay, what is your 27? No, 28. 48.
27.
48.
Okay, my 27. No,
I'm
my
sorry.
48.
I just had a 2.5-hour writers meeting right before this, and I'm sick of talking already. Go ahead.
So yours was a Krispy Kreme commercial. Mine's a Skittles commercial. Mine is Shazam, Fury of the Gods,
That's
which
in my
I did not
runners-up.
see until just recently. Oh, okay. So it didn't even make your list.
Didn't make my list, but got close.
Yeah.
They can't all be DCEU.
So, no, they took, well, especially because I didn't like the first movie when I first saw it, and then liked it more when we did the DCEU Mania, and then watched the second one. It was like, oh, they took everything I already didn't like in the first one, and just like amplified it to 11. So it's like the few things that I can grasp onto the first movie, they're gone by then.
Yeah.
It's not good.
I don't have a lot else to add.
And then plus it made me have to look at the wizard's head on Gal Gadot's body, and I don't want to see that.
I forgot about that. You know, the only thing worse though is seeing it in the theater, which you mercifully missed.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. No, thank God I didn't see it in the theater.
Because that unicorn thing at the end, I paid money to see that in the theater, and I wanted to shoot myself right there.
But isn't it funny though how it's like we can both laugh at the Krispy Kreme thing, but then the Skittles one is very cringy in Shazam 2. I mean, I guess they are just kind of different, but like I don't know, it is kind of funny how badly one of those can handle that.
Yeah, I mean, some of it's context, some of it comes out of nowhere in that, and I don't think it was actually product placement. Like, I think they just had a big rainbow thing, and they went, let's make the Skittles reference, ha ha ha. Like, I think that's what that was.
Yeah. No, that could very well be true.
They had no tie-in that I know of.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, I don't remember there being a tie-in, but I mean, I wasn't following it too closely, and like, I don't know, 6 people were paying attention to Shazam 2 when it came out, so who knows?
I get why people don't find why some people don't like the Krispy Kreme thing and don't find it funny, but I needed more Goofy in that Power Rangers movie because it was taking itself too seriously. That was the one thing where it felt like it knew its roots.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure. What is your 47?
My 47.
Oh no.
Well,
oh no.
Again, it's gonna seem like I'm just being charitable to big fans of this movie. Hard to put it higher because there's things, we've talked about this a lot. There's things in it, especially visually, that I find appealing, that I like, and I don't like flat out hate it. I've just always been baffled by it, and it's like it should almost be higher because it broke my brain as hard as it did. But the fact that I spent 5 hours writing about it makes it feel not fair to put it any higher than this. It's BvS.
You swerved me again. I thought it was going to be Watchmen. I was like, we finally got to Watchmen again.
Austin, I already told you why Watchmen can't be on this list.
I forgot. I'm sorry.
It can't. It's not possible.
I'm sorry. I forgot. Okay.
It was not only in my top 100, it was like mid-range or maybe even quite a bit higher. I can't remember. Like, I can't do it.
Okay, it's BvS.
It's BvS. BvS might not even be on your list.
You know what's funny? Is I think I like BvS more than you do. It's higher on my list.
Oh, crazy. No, I know you like BvS more than I do. To the point where I thought it was like, oh, you know what, though? I think at one point I thought you had kind of a this is fun and ironic sort of thing with it, and then we watched it on DCEU Mania, and uh, you had I think a somewhat miserable experience until you got to certain scenes.
I mean, yeah, I've always kind of had that. Like that movie, I can love the fact that Batman hits Superman over the head with a kitchen sink, but outside of that, um, it's more boring. But at the same time, it's like near the top for me of DCEU films.
Yeah, I just find that means he put almost every single one of them on this list. That's what that means. Maybe even every single one, because I know you don't like Man of Steel either, so that's probably here. It would also be hard for me to argue with you about any of them, except for maybe Wonder Woman, and even that I didn't have a great watch of last time. Like, that third act is rough, but I still like that movie quite a bit more than you do. Anyway, BvS is just in its way, it's like Rises, where it's too fascinating of a failure to me to put it any higher. So like it has to crack the list, but I can't stop thinking about it, which in its way means I've got some kind of appreciation for it. You know what I mean? Or maybe it's like a Stockholm syndrome kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I think it's definitely like it knocked you up a little bit, and then you just can't get away from it. Because I think just fandom in general has some level of Stockholm syndrome with BvS that we can't fully get away from it. It's kind of like you see this a lot with Star Wars, where like Star Wars kind of has this to some degree with Last Jedi, and you see it in a lot of superhero movie people with BvS. Like I do think there's a level of that where it's like even people who really hate it can't stop bringing it up because it's like it was just a moment.
Yeah. Alex Barron
We
says
all
he's
lived
surprised
through
it's
it.
not higher. I'm also surprised it's not higher. Some of it is just I'm
I
looking at other
100%
things.
thought you would have it higher.
I'm looking at other things on this list and I'm going, I can't bring myself to put it, higher than stuff. And it's also kind of I can't think of a better way to put this right now, Austin. For me, there's also sort of, and maybe this is also part of why Rises is where it is for me. It's like kind of meme stuff where I have too much fun making fun of it. And
No,
there are
Batman hits
movies
Superman with a kitchen sink.
there are movies I love, but for me, it's always been like the Lex Luthor at the end, ding 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 thing. Like I can't stop making fun of that; it just cracks me up. And some of the soundtrack in that is hysterical. And so like the Lex enters a room and you get done 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 done. I don't know how to put this any higher, but that's like there are movies that I left off the list that are not good because I have too much fun with them. And BvS has that quality about it. But
So
not
you're
all,
saying
but
it
not
can't
all
be
the
any
way
higher
through.
because it's paradoxical.
That's exactly what I'm saying.
Oh, okay. I can feel that. I can feel that.
Understand? I found this to be an impossible exercise because the obvious thing for me to do would be to put BvS like in my top 20, and I just didn't really feel that way about it. If I'm trying to be consistent with why I placed what I placed, but that was really hard.
No, that's part of what threw me off. Again, I forgot you said Watchmen wouldn't be there, but also I expected it to be way higher because even though it's higher on my list, I'm still pretty sure that I like BvS more than you do.
Yes. Well, the placement was just a hard thing for me to do. At a certain point, you could
That's very
probably
fair.
flip all of these to their opposite placements, and it would make more sense until you get to like the top half. Everything
So
before
Rises
20.
is number one, is what you're saying?
No, I'm saying Rice is like 26. Like that probably makes more sense. And then
No, you got to flip it fully. It's got to be Rises one.
no,
This is like number
I meant
three.
within that 25.
It's too late, Cap. Your top superhero movie of all time is Iron Man 2. The worst one ever made is Dark Knight
Is Dark Knight
Rises.
Rises? Okay.
My number 47 is Watchmen.
That's so sad.
And we just did an entire superhero rewind, so like I don't really have to go into it super thoroughly. But it is very sad because that was, again, kind of my start of what got me into Watchmen. So it's like I'll always have that level of attachment to it, so it couldn't be higher. But like it's not great. It's I've slowly seen it fall apart piece by piece like a big Lego set over time, rewatching it. And I mean, it does suck, but like it sucks that I have that.
Yeah,
But
it hurts my
you know,
feelings, man. I watched it again
mhm.
a couple of years ago, and I got really nervous about it because it was such a different viewing, and it just felt really dated in a way it hadn't before. I hadn't seen it in a lot of years, and I was like, "This is not going to be fun when we get to the commentary project on it." And
Yeah,
we
and it was
didn't.
my first time seeing the ultimate cut too, which really hurt. That was really long and bloated, and uh, the Black Freighter stuff is like a complete waste of time. It's
Yeah,
so badly done.
I'm
But
sure the track record that we've had with Snyder since then doesn't help. Like that has to cloud your watch of it to some degree.
yeah, I don't know. It's hard to say because I don't feel like it does. Like my thing is more of just comparing it to the book. Like I don't even really compare it to his other movies. But at the same time,
Yeah, but when
do
you
I
say the
notice
ultimate,
things in it more because of issues that I've had in other things? I don't know. Probably,
yeah,
possibly.
but when you say the ultimate cut is real bloated, like it's like all this super long 3.5 4 hour movies. Like part of the reason it's
Hmm.
bloated is because he makes long movies like that.
Hmm. Yeah. But just I can't answer like if it's do I have that more because of his movies afterwards? When I don't even
Sure,
like 300, so even before that. But
that's fair.
I don't know.
Yeah, maybe not. But I don't know.
So
The seams showed a lot more for me with that after a lot more Snyder movies, and I don't mean that like I gotta bash on him because I haven't liked his career after a certain point. It's more I go back and there are things that I overlooked that have been so glaring in other things that now I'm noticing them. So Watchmen, I never used to have a problem with the slow motion. It just hit me like a freight train this last time we watched it.
Mhm.
And so for me anyway, part of that's got to be because of things like the Snyder Cut, where it's just now I'm
Mhm.
noticing it.
Yeah. No, I mean it's very possible.
Anyway, it's not on my
But
list.
what is your
It was on my other list, and it wouldn't be in the
Uh,
same
I
spot
mean,
now.
you could have because we watched it between lists, so you could have if you wanted to.
No,
But
but
not that I'm saying you have to.
to be fair, having seen it now, and I can't. Here's the thing though. I think I still went hero with it. I don't believe I went villain.
Oh, okay. I can't remember.
It would
I don't
still
remember where I put it.
be in my top 100, but it would be much lower than it used to be.
Hmm. No, for sure. But what is your 46?
Yes, that's where we're at. My 46. So again, I'm doing the animated movies differently than Austin. I did include a few, and my 46 is Batman Year One
Wow. Okay. I
because
did not expect year one to make your list.
yeah, it still pisses me off. Year One is the worst example I've ever seen, and it's a weird category of stuck so close to the source material it ruined the adaptation. And
Hmm.
I've always talked about that as a bizarre phenomenon where like if only they had actually done the assignment, which is adapt the book and not just kind of make a motion comic, I it it could have been really great. And like I remember liking the voice casting in that movie okay, and the animation looks fine, but like it just didn't do that. It just didn't do the assignment, and it just makes you want to
Hmm.
read the book. It's like, why am I
Yeah.
watching this? The way the voiceovers are done makes no sense.
Hmm. Well, year one's like the
I mean,
main one
the
I think
narration.
of. Yeah, no, for sure. No, year one's one of the main ones I think of for just my overall opinion, where it's just dull. Like it's just more than anything. Like it's just I don't know. It exists. Like it is the book, but not engaging in any way. So it's like, yeah. I'm just surprised. I didn't realize you disliked it that much. Like I figured if we did 100, it would have made your list. But I'm a little surprised it made your 50.
Yeah, I don't know why. I've always had a bone to pick with that. It just
It's fair. I mean, I remember being so excited to see how they adapted the one of my favorite scenes from that book, which is that fire escape scene where Batman comes down and the guy falls over and he catches him, and it's done so fast, and it's done like in real time. Whereas the book you get to like hold on moments that it happens like that, and I'm like, oh, like it's already over. Oh, that was lame.
like
That's
that.
the movie in a nutshell.
That being that story with very little cut out, and kind of word for word, is it technically better than something like Hush? Yeah, probably. But you know what I like about Hush? It tried something.
Hmm. Yeah, at least did something
It
as
got to
opposed to
the end,
nothing.
and I don't mean year one needed to have just a shocking, completely different ending. But Hush is supposed to be, and Long Halloween to a lesser degree kind of does this. But Hush goes, well, you know how this ends, and it's supposed to be a mystery. So let's surprise even the fans of it. And like, does it totally work? Not really, but I gave it. I really appreciate it for trying stuff.
Hmm. I mean, I probably would cry foul if they like changed it that heavily in year one, but
I
at the
would have
same
too, but
time,
when I
like
say trying stuff, I just mean
Dark Knight Returns is a better middle ground
yes,
where
absolutely.
it's not as direct.
That's not about
And I do still
twist.
think that
It's more just like I said, do the assignment, actually adapt it, like come
no,
up
and going back to it, like
with your own
after
theatrical
reading the book,
not theatrical, but come up with your own pacing.
yeah. Well, and going back to Dark Knight Returns after reading the book, I did have much more of a this is the book but a little duller. But year one is that like times 1,000, where like it's entirely that, yeah.
I also love Year
But
One. That was one
anyways,
I always wanted to see done, and then they did it, and I was like, oh, all right.
yeah, it exists.
All right, keep going.
My number 46. Okay, so we didn't match up, but we matched up in dullness. My number
Okay.
46 is Elektra.
On my
Uh,
runners up.
yeah, it almost didn't make my list, and then I went, it can make it lower. Like, I don't care a ton, but like, of movies I wouldn't want to rewatch, it's definitely up there. It's very boring.
It's boring.
And
I always like to laugh
yeah.
at all the shots of her just staring.
Hmm. No, exactly. Well, and the first time I watched that too, it was with Marvel Mania.
Oh
I bought that movie.
wow.
I was like, I'm gonna watch it with this, and then you guys were like, this movie's so boring, we're not even gonna watch it. So then it was just me watching it while you guys were just talking in the background, and I was like, oh, this movie does suck.
Do you remember what we
It's
did?
so boring. You guys were playing a video game, but I don't remember what.
We played
But I think
GoldenEye
that's
on
what it was.
64. It had nothing to do
That's
with
what it
anything.
is.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah. I just remember being like, oh, well, I guess I'm just watching this movie.
And the capture card didn't work correctly, so we still put the footage in the video, but it's just like blocks walking around.
That's beautiful. I don't remember that.
It's really funny. And then we
But
did
yeah,
have a couple of people that got pissed off at us for not talking about the movie.
well, I think I had that in the moment just because I was like, well, I'm just watching this movie. This movie sucks.
That was Austin before I knew him. He came in the comments. He was like, "Ah, how dare
I've
you?"
been waiting this whole time. I'm like, I've had a bone to pick over this commentary for so long.
Dude, the joke's on you because that's what I'm going to pick for the next commentary project when we get done with. What are we doing next?
Sherlock Holmes.
Holmes. That's what it is.
Yeah. Which made my top 100 because it's great.
It would have made mine possibly, but I hadn't seen
If
it
you'd
in so
rewatched
long.
it.
Yeah, because I'm
No,
really
that's
liking
fair.
it. It could have been there. Anyway.
What is your 45?
Yeah, dude, that little girl, or not little girl, that teenage girl in, I don't know, 11, 12, whatever age she is in Elektra, freaking insufferable.
Yeah, it's so bad that Terrence Stamp is Stick and doesn't really add anything.
Yeah. Yeah, that's amazing casting. And you don't
That's so
care.
cool. Yeah.
My 45 is a movie that even a few years ago probably would have been a lot higher, and I've cooled off on it. But I still dislike it enough it had to go on the list. Just for how it made me feel in the theater, if nothing else. Do you have a guess?
It's Watchmen. No, I don't. Offhand, it's not coming to me.
My 45 is X-Men 3.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Fair enough.
Felt like the right place for that. After we got, decent Xavier stuff, both times we resurrected him, it was hard to be as upset about it, later on. But initially it just felt like it was piling on with stuff I love, and it hurt my feelings. And there's just a lot of like that's not a very good director.
No, Brett Ratner.
Ratner. And so there's just a lot of kind of counterintuitive choices, and I've always complained about the weird like mutant number tier system they suddenly make up in that movie that nobody had ever had before, and like it's got some good choices, like Kelsey Grammer's Beast is good, but he doesn't get a whole lot to do. I
Mhm.
And then sandwiching together the two plots they chose are just kind of random. They don't really go together. Where it's like, let's
Yeah.
do the mutant cure thing and Phoenix at the same time. And then, the way they handle the Phoenix is probably by itself still enough to put it on my bottom 50. Like, that remains really dumb. And
Mhm.
the flashback at the beginning with her is really bad, and just making the whole thing a mental illness, and throwing Xavier under the bus, not just by killing him in the like middle of the movie, like middle of the second act, but also making him so morally bereft. Like, I like a morally ambiguous Xavier, not like that.
Goes a little too far.
Goes too far.
Hmm.
Yeah, it goes, oh, we'll
No,
just
I mean,
we'll
that's
just bury
fair.
your personality, and yeah.
Yeah. I mean, hindsight, is 2020, and like uh, they did remake it way worse, and we've had worse X-Men movies at this point where I'm like
Yeah.
X3. To me, it's the Spider-Man 3 of that series where like it's not very good, but like it's the best of these bad ones for me. But I also was at a very different point in my life when that movie came out, as opposed to you, where because that's 2006,
That's 7. No,
7.
it's
Okay,
6. No, you're right. No, you're right. It's 6.
okay, yeah. So I'm 9 years old when that comes out. Like I am a 9 year old. I'm like, this is cool. Wolverine done stab people. You know what I mean? Like I don't have that initial like, oh man, they ruined it reaction.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like it's not very good.
Well, these lists are completely subjective. So if I'm just going
Mhm.
on like straight up, like, again, story quality, being as objective as I can, yes, Dark Phoenix goes way above this at this point. I'll just tell you straight up, Dark Phoenix isn't even on my list. I because I
Wow.
because
Okay.
I just don't feel that strongly about it. Like, it's bad.
Yeah.
I But it's also really easy to forget it exists. I mean, I remembered
Mhm.
it. That's not why it's not on my list. I didn't remember it exists. But it's so inconsequential. It might as well have never come out.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it comes out after the buyout, so like you also have that where it's like this
That's
isn't
true.
gonna matter moving forward. Like this series is dead. It was dead on arrival.
But you're right about our differences in perspective and where we were in our lives, and the fact that I'm like 14 years older than you. With
Mhm.
X3, you got to keep in mind that that was the sequel to like my third or fourth favorite movie at that
Mhm.
point, like ever made. So I was so
Yeah.
stoked about that. I and I guess I didn't care that Singer wasn't making it. I guess I wasn't that worried about it. I didn't keep up with this stuff in the same way I do now either. I'm sure I knew that, but for whatever reason, I wasn't as worried about it. But like, I saw that midnight day before release, and it was just rough.
Yeah. Well, you know what part of it is too, and when you say that, part of my annoyance for X3 also just shifts over to Superman Returns, where I really don't like Superman Returns, and then it also ruined X3. So it's like part of that annoyance also shifts over to that movie as well. So it's like, I don't know. But anyways.
I couldn't agree with you more, Austin. I don't want to give anything away, but I couldn't agree with you more. What is your
45? No, is it? Sorry, my list has like
44.
a couple more, so it
44?
it doesn't have the exact numbers. But
well, good luck then, figuring out where you're at.
45. 45. Okay.
Yeah, sorry, because I forgot I went first. 45.
Yeah. So, for everybody that managed to stick through Cap's number 50 and stayed on, they're like, you know what, it could get better. I'm gonna dash all of that right now. My number 45 is The Dark Knight Rises.
Okay, well, you didn't have it too crazy much higher.
Not too much, too much higher, but yeah, I also don't like that movie very much at all.
Yeah, but I feel better about my placement with it because I thought you might come in at like 23 or something crazy.
No, and I don't know. It's a case where, like, as a sequel, it annoys me. Just as a movie in general, it annoys me. Like I said, I have issues with that movie just on its own, even on a technical level. There's just other things that annoy me a little bit more, and I've also kind of softened on Nolan's Batman in general as I've gotten older, so I don't have as much of the, like, oh, they ruined the trilogy thing, as much as I'm like, Nolan's Batman's not really my Batman in the first place.
Dude, I'm clinging to it, man. You can't take it away from me. I am doing everything I can to stave off the inevitable slump where those movies are just not as great to me anymore. Like, you gotta give me Begins and Dark Knight at the very least, because it keeps happening to me with stuff, and I'm gonna get to a place where we're gonna be like, why the hell do I even talk about superhero movies anymore? Suddenly we're talking about Watchmen, which was in my top 10 best movies of that decade, could have been on my worst of list. Like, what has happened?
I'm not gonna say Begins and Dark Knight are bad movies. They made my top 100. Like, they were high enough, but yeah, like, I don't feel as strongly as I did when they came out when I was a kid. But part of that is just, like I said, they're just not my Batman. Like, fair enough, but he and I just disagree on certain things. But, like, they are well-made movies, the first two. I don't think Rises. Like, no. I have issues even, beyond that don't hold it up against that, like the first two do.
Well, and not to keep going around on it, but, like, I have two brains where as far as production goes, where I agree with you. Like, there's stuff even in the production that bugs me, and there's other things I'm really impressed with, and so, like, it really balances itself out.
Well, I mean, I think Begins is a good example of that, where, like, I think Begins is a bad action film just in how it's shot, with the exception of the Tumblr scene. But, like,
talk about that.
I still like that movie. But yeah.
Yeah, people always complain about the like close-up fights and stuff, and, like, I just don't think that's what it's about. Like, I don't think that movie needs choreography.
I mean, it is still an action movie.
It is, and I wish it was less of an action. That's my whole thing. Is that if only it had pulled back on that, it wouldn't feel like a problem that the action is shot the way it is. I don't think it wants to be an action movie. Some of that feels almost like studio mandate stuff, where it's like you gotta have a car chase, and, like, I don't know if it is, but it just kind of watches like that. Where it's like that. But
then it's awkward because that's the only one that's shot well.
It's cool, but it shouldn't be in that movie. It does not go with that movie.
No, but it's at least well made. So, like, while it's happening, I'm like, this is at least fun to sit through. I don't have issues like in the. Now I'm just complaining about Begins. Sorry, I'll get back to Rises.
But see, I don't think I think one of the big problems with Rises is how choreographed the action looks.
No, because it goes a little bit too far. But that one, it's weird because and I remember thinking it at the time. Like it really feels like he's looking, and I don't think he probably would have been because I don't know he's a gamer or anything. But it feels like it's trying to capture the like Arkham thing, the way the camera kind of backs out in a lot of the action scenes.
Yeah.
And yeah, it just doesn't look very good. It's just not especially well done, and there's just wonky moments within it. And I hate Catwoman's stupid stiletto knives. I will never stop complaining about that. It's stupid.
Well, and then
because Rises also has that thing where the like trying to be realistic thing that more so comes out in Dark Knight starts to be like play at odds with itself in Rises, and you get like really awkward things like that in Rises, and there's a couple things in Dark Knight that I think are awkward because of that, but it's not as glaring for me.
And then Reeves comes in with the Batman, and he just straight up does a scene with the with the like Arkham fight setup, where like the camera backs up exactly like that.
Mm-hmm.
It's great.
Well, and the Batman comes in and does Captain Kirk's like roll hit that he does in an episode of TOS.
Oh, that's true.
And it somehow works in like a really dark movie, but it's awesome. I don't know.
I don't understand how that lands its tone the way it does.
Yeah, I don't know. We're all crazy,
and I'll never understand that for myself because I don't know. I feel like Two-Face tonight. I got two minds about everything. The Nolan, like we've talked about this before, but the Nolan Batman characterization, yes, it's not my Batman either, but somehow thematically it speaks to me more. So you get to the Batman, and somehow I am connecting a lot more to the flavor and the look of it than I am the actual story. And I'll never understand why.
Yeah. No, and part of what Rises too is I like the Begins is about Bruce, and then I think Bruce gets a little lost in the shuffle in The Dark Knight.
That's true.
And then he's completely lost in the shuffle in Rises. Like that problem gets worse and worse with each movie for me, and I don't dig that because I don't really care about the overall ensemble in Dark Knight and Rises the way I just like Bruce as a character in Begins. But Dark Knight's at least held up because the Joker's really good in it, and that's like it. I mean, I've talked about this before, but like with the exception of like 2 Batman films, every Batman film lives and dies on its villain. And then you get to Rises, and I hate Bane so much in that movie. And it.
Is this too hyperbolic to say, Austin? It's like it's like the more. Oh, okay. Well, I guess I don't have to say it then. It's like the more we talk about Batman as a symbol in those movies, because we do more of that. The more we move along, the more we forget there's a guy in there.
Which is weird because of how Begins plays it, but it's whatever.
You could make the argument that each of those movies has completely abandoned what the last one was about.
And I have. I think I talked about that in the top 100.
Well, I feel I feel a little bit better about my Rises placement that now that I've heard yours, and that you didn't put it out of your bottom 40.
No. That just means that I hate things after it more, though.
Yeah, sure.
What is your 44? Because we're already into a point where I just really don't like these movies.
Yeah. My 44 is Superman 3.
Fair enough.
It's got one of the weakest villains in anything. And all the complaints that like Pryor takes over too much are absolutely valid. We've talked about this recently. It has a couple of fun scenes. The stuff in Smallville's not bad. Like Annette O'Toole is a good casting. The the junkyard fight is cool, but the whole thing just feels super awkward and doesn't fit very well with what came before it. It's too much of a comedy.
It feels like a straight to DVD sequel too, where it's like we could get
does.
the lead, but like only for like a week.
Yeah, and the production feels like it's dropped a bit, not in the same way 4 will, and like that wasn't a cheap movie to make, but it looks cheap.
Mm-hmm.
At least in certain places. And
That's because they have the wrong priorities.
That's it. And I don't know what it is. I've always hated the way they handle their opening credits because it's a comedy now. And so just the whole like walking through the city and like hijinks ensue, and then we put the credits over that. Like in a Superman movie. I don't know, that just always bothered me.
Because it's like how you would approach doing like an airplane style parody for Superman.
Mm-hmm. And I'll say Superman 4 is not on my list. I think it might have cracked my top 100. Because I have a soft spot for that movie, as ridiculous and bad as it is. And I know you like that movie.
It's my fourth favorite Superman movie.
Just for how silly it is. But that was the first movie I saw in a movie theater. Which is not the only reason that I would have put it there. But it has
still cool.
Has a warm place in my heart. Yeah, and I don't care what anybody says. Nuclear Man is cool.
He is cool. He is my favorite line in any movie. I will hurt people.
He dates that movie in exactly the way I want 80s movies to feel dated.
Yeah, well, that's the issue with 3 and 4.
He's Ghostbusters too.
4,
he's Vigo, right?
He is Vigo.
Yeah,
you are but the buzzing of flies to him. Yeah, no, 4 is way cheaper than 3, but it becomes like a dumb canon movie, and it's really enjoyable. And Superman's still the main character. 3, whenever we're with Reeve, he elevates it, but we're just not with him enough, and everything with Richard Pryor sucks.
Yeah, it's sad. And
that being said, 3 did not make my list, but that's completely fair. No, part of it, like I said, is I like everything with Reeve enough that it elevates it out of the list, but it probably would have made my list if we did a top 100.
So it winds up in that purgatory list.
Yeah, exactly. And I don't know that we're going to do a top 100 mid-level between best and worst.
No, I'm not
movies.
planning on making it, but that's what I would call it if we did. It's the purgatory movies. It's the movies that aren't...
The purgatory movies.
They're not good enough to go on a top... on your favorites, but they're not bad enough to go on your least favorites either. That sounds like a mediocre list and a mediocre video. I don't think we'll make that.
Yeah, no, that sounds dumb. Because then what, like... Anyways.
What even is it? We'll call it the leftovers.
Exactly.
44 for you, sir.
My 44, yes. My 44 is BvS.
Okay, we were not that far off.
Yeah, exactly. It gets to be a little bit higher because Batman hits Superman with a kitchen sink.
You're just obsessed
outside
with
of that. Because it's so funny.
But what's hilarious about it to me, Austin, is I needed you to tell me that happened. I never noticed it.
Well, it's also especially funny because I say kitchen sink only because it's Batman hit him with everything, including the kitchen sink. It's not actually a kitchen sink; it's a bathroom sink. But it's just funnier to say
it's a sink.
Yeah, he hit him with everything. He might as well have dropped an anvil on his head at that point.
Yeah, well, you need the octopus to walk in and go, toilets are always funny.
Well, Aquaman. Yeah, like instead of the octopus, Aquaman comes in and he's like, toilets are always funny. Woo! My man!
But I'm just saying that scene, and I know you haven't seen it, that scene almost looks like it could be in the spirit. Mm-hmm. Just because of the color palette and stuff, like...
No, I mean, there's stuff in BvS that looks really good. It's not the entire movie, but there's moments that look really cool.
Yeah.
It's the only time I like Ben Affleck Batman.
Yep. And, like, out of context, because as soon as you know what's happening, you're like, well, this doesn't make any sense, but just shots, you know?
Yeah.
Like,
well, especially, he gets the worst Superman introduction where he's...
in the sky with Batman standing there in his mech suit on the roof, like That's a cool shot.
Yeah. But he also gets the absolute worst introduction when he's in the corner like that, like Jim Carrey's Grinch at the beginning of that movie. And that is so just like compared in my brain, where in the theater I was like, why is he hiding in the corner like Jim Carrey's Grinch? What are
That's
we
awesome.
doing?
I never would have thought of that. That's so funny.
No, it's so baffling, but that's that movie in a nutshell. But like you said, it's fascinating in how it baffles you, so it gets a little lower on my list.
Just scene to scene,
Anyways,
nothing makes any sense.
no, it's dumb.
Lines don't follow, motivations don't come together.
Establishments don't happen depending on the cut.
Yeah, that's true.
But we've talked about
Beloved
this a million times.
beloved
What is
characters
your
get killed in the first 5 minutes.
exactly? Yeah, or off screen before the movie.
Okay, my 43 is a movie that I guarantee everybody will be much higher on Austin's list, and I think there's every possibility it's in his top 10. I'm sure it will be in at least his top 20. I mean, we'll see. I don't feel as strongly about it as Austin does. When it came out, I didn't think I was mad at it all that much, except for the couple of huge things at the end that have always driven me crazy. And the like once or twice I've gone back and watched it, I've disliked it a lot more. And the thing that always pissed me off pisses me off more now than it used to. My 43 is Captain Marvel.
Oh, okay, yeah. It is a lot higher on my list.
It's going to be a lot higher on your list. I know you're just more mad at that movie.
It's funny because I'm not even mad. It's just it's boring and it feels unfinished. Like I'm not like angry about it. It's just really bad.
Well, we also disagree on things with it. Like, I don't think the Sam Jackson stuff looks as bad as you do, but I haven't watched it in a while. Maybe I'll feel differently about it looking at it closer. But I remember in the theater being surprised that the de-aging looked as good as it did, and it didn't take me out like it did you. And I know you always complain like he moves like an 80-year-old man. I didn't feel that way about it, but
Well, part of it, like that kind of a thing, is a magic trick, right? So it's like if you're looking at it exactly the way they want you to, you're probably not
okay.
going to notice it.
Yeah.
But like for me,
It's a
well, like you
sleight of
said, you didn't
hand.
have an issue with his movement, but like yeah, it's a sleight of hand. So if it's like if you happen to catch like the card shifting or whatever, then it's like oh, this is bad. But if you don't, then it'll work for you.
A common pet peeve for me, a massive source of irritation in bad movies is prequelitis. I mean, you gotta get the prequel thing right. You gotta be able to go back where, and so few things do. You gotta be able to look at it retroactively and it not feel too retroactive, not feel too informed by what comes after it. And that movie comes in and it retroactively just butchers everything that's great um, about Nick Fury in Winter Soldier, and Winter Soldier is like still to this day my favorite MCU movie. And there's this wonderful mystery about how exactly he loses his eye, and that's this huge motivation for everything he does. And then they just turn it into a joke in that movie, and I can't have it. Like it's the worst.
Well, it's funny because of that, you arguably hate at least an aspect of that movie more than I hate anything about it.
Right.
It's just that I overall dislike the entire movie a lot less, or a lot more, I should say. But like, I like never even think about the cat scratch thing because it's so just like oh, that was weird.
Yeah.
But like, obviously, it very much pisses you off, which is fair. Like, it is really dumb. Uh,
Uh, as a movie, just forgetting that, just a standalone film, the biggest issue with it is Captain Marvel doesn't really have much of an arc, and I don't really get what she's about. But I don't actually think Brie Larson's performance is that bad. I just don't think that the script or her came together in developing a character.
hmm Yeah, I mean, I like her in plenty of other movies. It's more just, and you get this with both, really just every appearance she's had as Captain Marvel, which is just they don't understand what that character is. They never made one, so they just put her on a fishing rod and cast her off into the sea. So I'm like, she's just kind of left to flounder, and like, it's not really her fault, but like,
No.
yeah, the movie still sucks.
Well, at first they just play her like, isn't she great? She's the most powerful thing in the Marvel Universe now. And it's like, yeah, great. So you just got this Deus Ex Machina you can drop in anytime you want to drop it in and, like, not, like, make her a compelling person. And it's not even, oh, she's so powerful that I can't relate to her. It's not really that thing. It's just...
She just doesn't really have a character. Like, you're following her... so, okay. Because we get that movie first, and you're following her with amnesia the entire time, and she's very just stoic.
And you know how I am with the amnesia plots.
And straight-faced, exactly. And then we get to Endgame, and Endgame, she's barely in it, and is also just kind of that stoic thing. And it feels like both of them were being made at the same time, and both of them went, we'll leave it to the other one to really flesh her out.
Perfect. Yeah, that's exactly right.
And then we get...
Yep.
And then we get to the Marvels, and it's like, oh crap! Like, there's no history we built with this character.
Dude,
so it's like, we're in this weird, awkward spot now.
Yeah, by the Marvels, we all understand Monica Rambeau like 3 times more than we get Carol Danvers, and it's bizarre. She like she's been in a TV show, and that's it. And a
supporting role. Like, it's not like she got her own
show.
show.
She didn't get her own TV show. But like Carol got her own, entire movie with ostensibly, in arc about, I don't even remember what that was supposed to ostensibly sort of be about. I'm forgetting. What is the whole flashback with that movie? Once she gets her memories back, where it's like
just that she's strong and she
perseveres. That's all it is, right? He's like,
and
you get knocked
little
down,
kid
you
Captain Marvel is the main girl from the new Ghostbusters movie. Because there's like a weird period where she plays the young version of.
I didn't realize that's who that was.
I learned that the other day, and then learned that she's played like a couple characters like that. It's like, oh, that is weird. There is like a running line where she's just played a bunch of younger versions of people.
Oh, that's so weird.
But she can't anymore. She's not that young.
Right. Mm-hmm. Okay. We are at 43 for you, sir.
43 is Blackest Adam, The Rock's magnum opus of destroying the hierarchy of DC.
I'm shocked.
Shocked that it's that low, or
shocked it's on the list because
it was definitely making my list.
Shocked it's on the list because you made such a big deal out of how excited you were for us to do that on DCEU Mania, and I thought that had transcended into your list of like I don't know what you would even call them, like just movies that you like ironically like, or like they're so bad they're good, or whatever it is. Like I thought it was in, not as good as Howard the Duck, but like in a Howard the Duck place for you.
No, because all of that is outside of the movie. Like, I mean, part of it was just me just kind of being silly, but a big part of it is just that movie is funny just as an existence. As a movie, it's not great. Like, it's kind of dull. And there's aspects of it that I think are funny in the movie, but again, it's more funny outside of the movie through that lens, where you're watching it and you're like, oh, like you think that this is where we're going with DC. Like, this is really funny in that way. Yeah.
It's sorry.
No, I was just gonna say, like, it's more funny. Nicholas Bodo brings up one of the funniest things about it, which is in the press tour where he did advertising for like a soccer game between India and Pakistan, and there's a weird Black Adam ad where he goes, "It's time for India versus Pakistan. Go see Black Adam." Like, it's stuff like that is really funny, but the movie itself is not. Well, because he did that press tour. He did that press tour and everything before it, and like all those big speeches he did at like Fandom and stuff. Like he was doing wrestling promos where he was coming up and doing that. So like that element is funny, but the movie itself, not especially.
it is the absolute wrong kind of earnest. Where like it's just taking itself too seriously, and it has no idea how goofy it's coming off to the audience. And
Yeah.
it thinks Black Adam is really badass, and it's also just horribly paced. And I'm kind of embarrassed for it. Like every frame I'm watching it, with like a couple of little exceptions. The only thing, like nothing saves it, but the closest thing it might have had to something swooping in and saving it was the choice to do Justice Society in that movie, because that stuff is better than the Black Adam stuff.
Uh, it's hard to say because like I probably get more enjoyment out of the Black Adam segments than I do the JLA stuff. But again, it's not because of the movie itself. It's I can't separate myself from outside of the movie.
Okay.
Because yeah, like I don't know, a lot of the JLA stuff is really dull for me, and Pierce Brosnan is good casting for Doctor
Dr.
Fate,
Fate.
but I feel like that entire movie he doesn't know where he is. He's like, I don't know what I'm doing here.
Okay, I didn't
don't know.
have
They
that as
probably
much with
here,
it, but
but
I
no, and
didn't.
I feel like I'm on an island with that.
I didn't need his obligatory sacrifice at the end.
No, because it's like he's the only good casting in this movie. Him and Henry Winkler for 3 seconds.
He's all they've got, and then it feels like, oh, we casted like an older guy because we were always planning on killing him.
Yeah, exactly. What was I gonna say too? No, I think I mentioned this in the DC EU Mania, which is just that I think it being so far up its own ass about how like dark and new and like serious Black Adam is makes it funnier than Deadpool is, and how Deadpool also has that, but it's like people accepted that with that movie while everybody rejected it with Black Adam. But Deadpool's obviously just a much better made film than Black
Yeah,
Adam.
like
So
well, it's got a story I can follow. That helps. And it has a protagonist that I kind of understand, and Black Adam has a uh, ancient jerk face guy that shows up and destroys a child's bedroom for no reason, and that's not fair. And that's always
can
makes me angry.
anybody and in the chat throw it out? Don't look it up. It's cheating if you look it up. Uh, can you give us the name of the villain of Black Adam?
Oh yeah, I can't do that.
No, he's Satan. I know that.
And of course, we
That's
talked
about it.
about all this somewhat recently when we did DCU Mania, but some of it's coming back to
Exactly.
me
Yes, we don't
now.
have to get lost in the weeds, but
Because there's a yeah, but just real quick, there's also just the it's funny how there are maybe a couple of movies or a few movies that might make your bottom 50 based on stuff that they left out. Like the fact that you have a Black Adam movie that never touches Shazam is like criminal. It's preposterous. Now, if the movie was like well written and better acted, and I kind of bought the premise more, okay, like it wouldn't, then it probably by itself doesn't make it show up on the list, but that doesn't help.
I mean, that's part of what's amusing about it is that The Rock did not care about being associated with Shazam. So it's like that is part of like any of the little bit of enjoyment to get
But
out
it
of
makes
that
it
movie
so
for me.
awkward.
I know it's so awkward.
Yeah,
Exactly. Exactly. People are throwing out. You got Sabbath, Black Sabbath, White,
slip
White,
said White Adam.
White Adam. Tyler says just says Sabbath, which I think is what it is, but I'm gonna say you had to look that up. You
Yeah,
probably got it.
did you actually know it? Did you, and you spelled it right? I don't believe you. I don't believe that you didn't look that up. Uh, let's see, where are we at, Austin? We're at 42.
42.
Let's go to 41 tonight and call it a night.
Okay. Sounds good.
My 42 is Robocop 2014.
we are so close
Oh
to
wow!
being. We are. You'll see when I say it, but we're. For a second, I thought we were similar, but what? RoboCop 2014. What is your thoughts on it?
Okay, so now I'm wondering, like, do you have just sort of a similar movie to me for this spot, or is RoboCop 2014 for you like one or two after this? Because I wondered if it was even on your radar, if you even thought about it and put it on your list, but I guess we'll find out.
Well, I have deep trauma for that movie because I asked my mom for Christmas for RoboCop
Oh
uh,
yeah,
on DVD or whatever, and I specifically wrote on the list not the 2014 one, not the remake, and that was what I got, and I had to be like, oh yeah, just what I wanted.
that
Thank you,
sucks.
mom.
Don't you hate that?
But
That's even more awkward than anything in Black Adam.
that's true.
Well,
No, I
maybe
was like, I
not
don't want to be an asshole to
anything.
my mom. I don't want to be like,
Yeah,
you got the wrong movie.
but that's one of my least favorite feelings in the world because I know I'm a bad liar. So
Yeah,
when
I
I open
mean,
up a present and I have to pretend like I like it, like I know the person on the other end knows I'm not happy. I can't do anything about it. I try my damnedest. I can't. I'm so bad at it.
yeah, for sure.
Uh so anyway, the reason RoboCop 2014 is on my list is very simple. That movie doesn't understand what's cool about RoboCop, and it doesn't replace it with anything remotely interesting. So it's ultra boring and dull. The black suit looks kind of stupid. There is a nothing performance uh, happening with RoboCop himself, and then there's all these great actors inserted into it, trying to propel it into something, trying to elevate the material, and
Hmm.
like Keaton does the best he can as evil corporate mogul guy, but uh, his performance is almost like trying too hard to oversell a thing that's just kind of dull. Like I remember he's got bits in that where he's just doing his fun Michael Keaton like freaking out thing, and I'm like, this doesn't fit this movie. This movie is too dull for the thing you're doing right now. You know?
Well, and, because of that, and then we got Suicide Squad 2 years later. I was like, oh, Joel Kinnaman sucks. So he's not a good actor.
Yeah,
And
I forgot
then I
that's
had
who it
to
was.
completely retract it when the Suicide Squad comes out, and I'm like, oh no, I've just seen you in bad movies. Like that's not fair.
Yeah, knowing who
Um,
he is now, retroactively, if that had been a good script, that's not bad casting at all.
No, and part of the issue, and I'll throw him a bone here and say that I think part of it is direction and their choice, which is that they wanted him to be as robotic before he's RoboCop,
Yeah.
and it really throws you off because you're introduced to him as a man, and he's too robotic, and it makes him seem like a bad actor right from the get-go, and it's not a good first impression.
Yeah, I forgot about that. Because, admittedly, I've not seen that movie in like almost 10 years. And so I'm
Mhm.
having to go off of memories of seeing it in the theater and then writing about it because I did an old scripted rewind on it.
Well, because you get both with that and Total Recall, just two of the most boring remakes out of Verhoeven films, like not far apart from each other, and they're so dull and remove like all the life from it, and they look kind of similar. Like they're both very post Dark Knight.
Well, it's trying to reimagine it as kind of standard superhero fare as opposed to having any real satire, but it tries to have its cake and eat it too, where it leaves in the satirical elements with the uh, like Sam Jackson commercials and stuff.
Yeah, and it feels like just random, cutaways that don't really fit, and then like everything with Sam Jackson's just kind of lame. Especially when we get to like, I'd buy that for $1. It's like, oh, that was so just forced.
Yeah, the one
No, the
cool
best thing
idea
in
it
oh, go
had,
ahead.
I was just going to say, the one cool idea that it had was keeping, if memory serves, like his brain and heart intact.
Yeah, he's got like his lungs and one of his hands
That's what it.
too.
I couldn't remember how much of it was, but it was like he actually has uh more of his like actual original body left, and that was a
Mhm. Yeah,
cool
because
image.
it's something that you couldn't have done in the first movie. So doing that for a remake is a good idea of separating yourself, and like that, like you said, that's a neat visual.
Yeah, and on paper, like theoretically, that's kind of a tragic idea where it's like there's more of him left, so he's got this constant reminder of what he used to be, whereas the original Robocop is he doesn't even think he's a man through a lot of it.
Mhm. Yeah, and part of it is just you think like, oh, is it just the jaw? Like not knowing how much of him is in RoboCop is important for the original.
That's true.
So like when the mask gets blown off, you're like, oh, there's his whole face is there. Like there's more of that human aspect in him there. But that's part of that. You make it different, so that's a good way to go for a remake.
And I remember it's been too long. I remember something about just the way they control him in that. I remember just being kind of stupid.
It is. There's the thing where they introduce him in a press conference, and he looks out, and his vision locks onto a person, and it's like, oh, this person's a criminal, and because he's being controlled, he like runs after them, and it's like, why wouldn't you have shut that down for like this press conference? Like just
That's
stuff like
right.
that's really awkward.
Just contrived stuff to have the public turn on him or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. So that idea, and I've always also really liked the whole they're dumping Ed 209s in the Middle East. Uh, Super post 9/11, but I thought that was a neat idea for updating it. But outside of that, there's not much going on in that remake.
They're kind of trying to make it a different thing. Like you got to
Mhm.
appreciate it, at least the effort of it's not they're trying to give it a different take, but it was so dull. And like lots of actors I like in that movie given nothing to do. Like Jackie Earl Haley
Yeah,
is pointless in that. Uh like you
yeah.
said, the Sam
No,
Jackson stuff
and
doesn't fit. Yeah, we're just reviewing it. But anyway, we're gonna say,
no. John and I were talking about this the other day because he and I talk about RoboCop a lot, and it's a case where they're going their own way, but also some of the absences really make you appreciate the original, where it's like we don't really have a Clarence Boddicker type character in that remake, and it's really lacking for it. Where you need something there for like your kind of big criminal element, and Lewis is so nothing in that movie that I can't even say she. They made Lewis a guy in that, but uh, might as well
oh,
not
I
even be in the
forgot about
movie.
that. Did they?
Yeah. Yep. And nobody cares because Lewis is barely a character. But it's one of those things where you go like, oh, it's nice having some sort of like other cop for RoboCop to talk to. And you could have done what the remake does, where you go more into the family stuff. It does a bad job with it,
Yeah. When that original
and you
movie
lose all
is
the Frank Millery aspects of RoboCop.
Yeah, when that original movie is like just so tightly woven, you get in and you get out. Like it's a tall order to even attempt to remake it in the first place. Like it almost has to be a totally different premise somehow. And I don't even know what that
Why?
is, but like you almost need like a Child's Play level remake, where it's just not even after the same things.
That or it's maybe a Ghostbusters 2016 issue too, where it happens too soon. Where like now you wouldn't do it that way, and
Yeah,
you don't want to do another RoboCop origin. Where if you did it now, you would just do here's RoboCop, and he goes on a RoboCop adventure. Like also remaking it and doing an origin is a mistake. Where it's like you
yep.
want to do more of your own thing. But anyways, like I said, we're just reviewing it at this point
I'm not even sure why we talked about that particular movie as long as we did. But
because it's so bad,
if you put
and
it
I'm
on
so
your
mad
list,
about it.
once we get there, we don't even have to talk about it anymore. But the way you're talking about it, it must be on your list. What is your 42?
My number 42 is RoboCop 3.
Dude, RoboCop 3 almost made my list. It was on my runners up, and I still feel weird about not including it. but I've only seen it once and I don't remember it super well. But when I wrote about
Yeah.
it, I was like, yes, everyone is that I've heard for years talk about this is right. It's not good. And it's too kiddie
Well,
and yeah, it doesn't work.
no, it's dumb. It's RoboCop gets a jetpack and it's not even cool.
Yeah.
Uh, it becomes like a kids movie. It's really lame. I don't have a ton to say about RoboCop 3. Like it is more of just it got worse and worse and worse, and it's really bad. And it's also a hot take, but RoboCop 2 is also in my runners up. I don't like RoboCop 2.
I don't either. I think it's mean spirited.
So I don't have that issue. Uh, my main issue with RoboCop 2 is I think it's just way too scatterbrained, and like there's stuff I like in it, but it doesn't focus on any of it. Like it's like
Yeah.
here's a neat idea, here's a neat idea, here's a neat like just stop and like actually do something with them. And
Well, and
just
the original
overall
script is a lot more streamlined. Like it didn't need to be scattershot like that. They had the formula. They just didn't do it.
yeah, and I don't really like the villains. I like the villains on paper,
Yeah.
but just in the movie I don't really like them. See, I have more to say about RoboCop 2, but RoboCop 3 is a worse movie.
It's a worse movie.
But anyways,
Yeah, I like there's fun stuff in RoboCop 2, but it's frustrating. I just think it's funny we both put a RoboCop in that spot.
that's why I was like, oh, we're so close to being the same.
You were just waiting for the number. You're like, okay, what's the number gonna be? Oh, 2014. That's not the number I needed. The number I needed was 3.
Exactly. What is your number 41?
My 41 is Wonder Woman 84.
Oh, okay.
That has to go on the
Enough
list.
said.
Yeah, enough said. That has to go on the list for being the most pointlessly long superhero movie ever made. If you're going to be 2.5 hours long, you better have something substantive to say. And I don't mean you have to be like the deepest thing and you have to be like a self-serious movie, but you cannot be a Saturday morning cartoon and be 2.5 hours long. Like, what are you doing?
Mm-hmm. Don't have a muscle villain that then gets their own like 40-minute long subplot.
Yeah. That was pointless. Like, they thought they had a lot more happening in that movie, I guess. Although it doesn't even watch like it thinks it's complex or anything.
Mm-hmm.
It's just really padded. And it also doesn't seem to realize that its protagonist is a horrible person who is like regularly sexually abusing a man. Has no idea that's happening.
That's like a enough said thing. It's like they did have Wonder Woman sexually assault somebody. Do you really have to explain further?
Talk any more about this? Like, and just to get your love interest for the last movie in, and it's like it's just a wishing stone. So how hard is it to contrive him coming back when you have a stone that can do anything? But no, it had to implant him on top of a person that has no idea that she is like having him take that guy's body over and sleeping with him. What are you doing?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just everything about that's so awkward for no reason. That to me is very much like that thing everybody makes fun of in Transformers 4, where for like no reason they have two characters in a relationship, one's 19, one's 17, and we stop for one scene where he whips open his wallet and pulls out the exact legal stature for why it's legally okay that they're dating, and it's like, that's so weird. Like, why would you write that in your movie?
That is weird.
It's like, just don't write it like that. Write it slightly differently. Like, I don't know. It's so weird. She's not a good actress, Gal Gadot.
Well, that's true too.
I don't like Pedro Pascal in that movie either. He's not very good in it.
Yeah. Both of those have rough villains, especially by the end. And somehow 84
Hmm.
has an even more uh like lengthy, horrible villain speech. No, it's not
Hmm.
even a villain speech. It's Wonder Woman's speech to him. But I guess he
Yeah.
also has a speech in that scene. It just goes on for 9 years.
Well, and what's annoying about it to me too, because we read Perez's origin story, and
Yeah.
it's like the first movie is kind of doing that story, and then you
Don't
get
you
to
have
the
that on
end
a
and they go,
T-shirt?
I do have that on a T-shirt. Yeah, I got it at Comic-Con this year. Uh, this you get to the end of that, and they go, okay, we can't have Wonder Woman use the lasso of truth to like make Ares see the error of his ways. She's just gonna clap him to death. And then we get to 84 and
Yeah.
they reuse the ending from that book, and it's just so much worse. Like, it's so lame, and she gives that really dumb speech, and it's so eh.
So I'm curious to see where it winds up on Austin's list.
uh,
It's gonna be a lot higher, I'm sure.
it's a lot higher.
Well, it's one of
My
those
number
like it doesn't make me as mad as some other things, but like I don't like it.
Yeah, no, for sure, for sure. I mean, I probably have that to some extent. It's just I also really don't like it. My number 41 is like The Phantom, a movie that I thought I would really like and was really disappointed when I finally saw it for the show
Oh,
and did not like it. It was Masters of the Universe.
that was also my runners up. It almost made the list. It would have been like 47 or 48. Like it wouldn't have been real
Mhm.
low, but or real high.
Yeah, no, that feels like a movie I should like.
It's so lame though.
It's so
They just
lame.
walk around Earth, and it's got human characters that suck. And the
Yeah,
showdown with Skeletor at the end is awkward because of the way they had shot
they
it
couldn't even turn
or
the
shoot
lights
it, and
on.
how little time they had with it. But at least they've got a good actor for Skeletor. Like
It's true.
that's the one thing they've got is Frank Langella is great in that.
Yeah. No, that I feel like to some degree. Okay, this is only if this movie is really good, or at least good. Maybe not even really good, but if the new Masters of the Universe movie is good, it will have the thing that it does to like a further wider gap. Where in the original It miniseries, I think Pennywise is great, and everything else around it's kind of lame. And then in the reboot, I think Pennywise is a little lame, and then the kids are all really great. Uh, Skeletor will easily be the worst thing about the new Masters of the Universe. So if the movie itself is good, it will be a flip of Masters of the Universe. Sorry, that was very long-winded to get to my point
No,
because it was very
that's it.
hobbled together.
That's
But
excellent though. I wouldn't have thought of that. Yeah, I mean you're absolutely
no,
right.
because why did we cast Jared Leto as Skeletor? But
Wait, is that what they did?
yeah, they cast Jared Leto as Skeletor, and
So,
it's already filmed, so
uh,
it's too late to
I remember
fix that.
hearing. I love how you said that. Like now that we know, we can do something about it. But I thought
Exactly, the studio could have been like, "Oh man, Tron, and Jared Leto is a bad mix. We need to fix this."
I heard he was in that. I'd forgotten about that, but I never looked it up. I didn't realize he was Skeletor.
Yeah,
Why couldn't he have been man at arms or something?
why couldn't he have been Orko?
Yeah,
Then you'd be
yeah,
like, "Oh, Orko sucks," but like
that's
he just
fine.
sucks. Whatever,
Orko
that's
already
fine.
sucks. Um, I feel like it's so easy to cast He-Man better. Like you could do it blindfolded, going out into any neighborhood.
But I
Than
also am
Dolph
not
Lundgren as
against Dolph
He-Man.
Lundgren as He-Man. In a better movie, he might not have been a good actor in the role, but he could have been good. I will stand up for Dolph Lundgren and say he could have been a fine He-Man. It's just that the movie itself is boring, and he doesn't get enough cool things to do in it, and it's so cheap, and we have to go to Earth and like all this stuff. Like if you just filmed in a desert, like the first Beastmaster instead of doing the Beastmaster 2 thing where they go to Earth. If you had just done the first one thing, or like a Conan thing where we're just shooting in a desert, like whatever, we just went out to the desert in
You just say,
California.
yeah, that's our alien planet. Like, just keep it on
That's
his world.
this is the planet. We built the set for the castle for Skeletor. That's it. Outside of that, we're just in a desert. It would instantly be a much better and more enjoyable film.
Well, they built this elaborate set for the inside of the castle that's pretty cool and it's gigantic.
Mhm.
And so they decided that they had enough in their budget to do that, but they didn't try to expand that to just like and do a story that's set on that planet.
Yeah. No, the rest of the movie could have been just He-Man punching people at like Vasquez Rocks or something. It's instantly a better film.
Instantly, yeah. I'm still gonna fight you on Dolph Lundgren at that time as He-Man, just because his accent is so thick. It's not even that Dolph Lundgren is like the worst actor ever. It's that he's early in his career and he can't get his mouth around English dialogue. Like that's really all it is. And so if you took the Dolph Lundgren of like today or 10 years ago and could put him in the body he had then at that age, sure. But not back then. The man barely spoke English.
So I'll fair enough. I will fight you just a little bit and say you're doing like Diet Conan the Barbarian, and you kind of already have that with Conan the Barbarian when they adapted it. Not to the same degree, and Arnold could speak English better, but I do think it would have been fine as just Diet that. But also, you have a built-in cheat. Like, why didn't you just have like a Prince Adam actor? But
Well, yeah, that's true too. But then the rebuttal I'll throw at that.
just playing tennis here.
No, it's fun. Is this is where we get into Schwarzenegger again at that time was either a better actor or was at least more charismatic because Dolph Lundgren had nothing going on behind his eyes. Like that's part of the problem too is he just looks flat and like nothing's happening there. But like fast forward 20, 30 years and there's a spark in him. He's a better actor now. I'm not saying he's great.
Well, that's why I say
but
it's very much the Diet version of that. Like it 100% is a giant leap down from Arnold in Conan. But like I don't know, especially if you like people around him to say lines. It could have been passable. It could have been fine enough for what it is. Not a great movie, just Diet Conan. It could have been fine.
Well, and the evidence for what you're saying, it could have been, yeah, it could have been okay. It's just there's still like lots of better people you could go to, but the evidence for what you're talking about is that his Punisher is not terrible.
No,
And that's because
fine,
he's got material. Like that script's not awful.
Yeah. That's what I mean. Like, I think he could have been a fine He-Man, and I don't think you really need to be a great actor.
And he doesn't make any sense for Punisher. But
no.
they actually had
makes
material.
more sense for He-Man.
He makes that's true. But like, but that's why I'm saying you do sort of have a point that like they pulled that off better than they should have been able to, and a lot of people.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know how people feel about that movie now. I grew up hearing like that movie get lambasted, like the Dolph Lundgren Punisher thing is the worst thing, or Punisher movie is the worst thing ever. And then I finally did a video on it years ago, and I was like, no, it's not bad.
Yeah, there's some really cool stuff in it.
Yeah,
So overall, just kind of fine. Yeah, it made my top 100.
it's got some good action.
Mm-hmm. It's got a really memorable ending. The
Yeah.
ending's always really stuck with me.
I should watch that again. It's been forever.
I think it's free on YouTube, so like it's really easy to find.
I mean, I've still got it, I think.
Yeah, but if you're like, I don't want to walk over there.
I have
That's
days
too
like
far.
that. Okay, well, couple of hours. We got through our first 10. So if we're able to keep to this pace, we'll do this in 4. But if we have to do any streams where we're only going for an hour, it will be longer.
Yeah. No, very, very true. But we're at least chugging along.
No, I said 4, it'd be 5, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it'd be 5. So I think we're doing pretty good so far.
It might get faster, but probably not. Knowing us.
Well, I feel like there was top 100 videos where we only got 5.
Well, yes, because we would only go an hour.
True.
And this was 2 hours and we did 10, so that tracks.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
Well, everybody, thanks a lot for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. We will be back in a couple weeks with another one of these. This is the last stream I'm doing before break. I'm taking all the next week off, so have fun on your own without us. I hope you can find other things to do. I'm sure you can. And for folks in the States, have a good Thanksgiving. Have a nice holiday. I hope you guys get to take some time off yourselves. And we hope to see you in a couple weeks. I was Captain Logan, and this was Austin the Day Ghost.
Matthew Clark just asked me what I think of 2004 Punisher.
It's too late. It's too late. You can't answer that.
No. I mean, I talk about it in the top 100.
That's true.
It's good.
I can't remember.
Good night, everybody.
Do you like or not like Travolta in that movie?
I'd say overall, I don't know, he just kind of exists. Like, I'd say maybe leaning towards not liking, but not strongly.
I haven't seen that in so long. I don't even remember his performance in it now. That's why I was asking.
He's just kind of man.
I mean, it was
a role he was born to play. So
because he's a man.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Anyway, good night, everybody. Thanks for watching.
Good night.